Google, one of the most popular websites around. I think we can learn a lot from Google actually, and here's why. I decided to do my research on 10 Google searches, and here's what I found interesting. Unlike my other video I just did, this is going to be a serious video. Well, serious meaning we're going to be learning from it. So, let's get to the World Wide Web. I hope you enjoy. I love winter. Why are snowflakes unique? So, in the year 1885, a scientist named Wilson Bentley used a microscope and discovered that all snowflakes are unique. Certain conditions must be met in order for snowflakes to happen. The temperature in the cloud must be lower than negative 10 degrees Celsius. And at the same time, air is saturated with water vapor. The water freezes at random intervals, and every time it does this, it creates a six-sided shape. The humidity also affects the snowflake. It's pretty cool if you think about it. Still, I'm a little jealous that it doesn't snow in South Carolina. Even my friends in North Carolina get snow every once in a while. I'm trying to study for a test. How many words are there in English? A quick Google search shows 146. However, I wanted to make it more interesting. Someone who's a beginner in English knows about 15,000. However, only about 800 is necessary for proper conversation. Still, the interesting fact is someone who's able to speak multiple languages is able to speak 2,000 to 3,000 more. I'm going to test your knowledge about English. What is the only word in English with 3 sets of consecutive letters? The answer is bookkeeper. If you legitimately got this, you deserve 1 fist bump. I'm feeling pretty lucky today. What are my chances of winning the lottery? The lottery. There's not been a more interesting scam to take your money. I mean, what I'm trying to say is it's pretty fun actually. Let's look into the odds. Let's start with scratch off first. The chances are 1 to 5 to 1 in 20. So, what this means is you can't just buy 5 tickets or 20 tickets and expect a winner. It's completely random. There's some bad news, however, and these are only for the lower prizes. If you want the higher prizes, this is about 1 in 400,000 to 1 in 500,000. Yeah, we're not retiring anytime soon. These are the odds for the regular lottery. Yeah, let's have fun. Not. However, if you're one of the few lucky people to win, you could definitely post about it in the comment section, and you could give me a few small bucks in change with interest. I just got challenged on chess.com, but how do I play? Actually, I've been wanting to cover this topic for a really long time, and now we get to finally do it. So, chess is on a checkerboard actually, and this is how you set it up. Make sure you memorize these pieces, and I'm going to go over every single piece in detail. We're not going to cover the strategies like forks, spin, skewers, etc., but what we will do is we're going to go over the basic rules. The goal is to checkmate the enemy king, and how you do this is you put him in check, which means he's being attacked, and if you can't get out, it's checkmate. If your king is being attacked, there's 3 ways to get out. You can either block it, move, or take it if you can. Not the king, the other piece. There's also castling, which means you can move your king 2 squares to the side and the rook beside it, and if you promote your pawn to the other side, it could trade in for any other piece. Well, other than another king or another pawn. Pawns move 1 or 2 squares on their first turn. If it has moved, then 1 square. They attack diagonally, and they cannot move backwards. Bishops move diagonally. Rooks move horizontally or vertically. They can move backwards. Any piece that isn't the pawn can move backwards. Knights move 2 squares in one direction and 1 to the side, or 1 in one direction and 2 to the side. Think of it like an L. This is the most difficult part for newer players, but you'll get used to it. The queen can move any direction and any number of squares. Think of it like a rook and a bishop combined. And the king moves 1 in any direction. But remember, the king has to get out of the way of check if he's being checked. Also remember the white moves first, and the bottom left square is supposed to be black, and if you get stalemate, well, I don't want to mention it. Man, I just got a new iPhone. It's so cool, but what's the science behind it? How the touchscreen works is there's two layers of plastic with a little bit of distance between them, and there's electricity running between it. But when you tap on it, it forces these two layers together, so it could actually tell when you're pressing it. It's pretty cool. And the best part is, it can detect where you're pressing it. This is because of a coordinate system within the data. And within the data, there's a lot of different sciences between that as well. Like, for example, binary. The ones means the switch is on, and 0 means the switch is off. And this is going to impact a lot of things. I'm not going to get into it now, but it does. Also, there's a million, if not billions, if not trillions of these. So, don't take it for granted. However, most of the iOS is written in Swift. I didn't even know about the language until just now, actually. However, the main thing is I'm not just programming ones and zeros whenever I'm doing programming. There's a lot of different aspects behind it, like HTML, Java, the basic stuff. Forget the lottery, I'm gonna be rich. I found some gold. What are the rarest elements? All your elements. You got hydrogen, helium, oxygen, nitrogen, and so much more. But what exactly are the rarest? Right, here it is. Osmium, radium, and isdium with 0.0001, 0.0002, and 0.0003 of every million respectively. That's not even against the man-made elements. This is by far the rarest, ognesium, with only 4 atoms ever to exist. That is extremely rare. We finally put a droid on Mars, but here's a really big question. Is Pluto a planet? Yes and no, and yes and no. Alright, I'll explain myself. Pluto is a dwarf planet. There's 3 rules to determine if it's a full-size planet or not. 1, it orbits around the sun. That's obvious. 2, it has enough mass to make it spherical. And 3, it has enough mass to affect the surrounding areas. This is the only area Pluto fails at. In fact, Pluto is only 736 miles. Even New York is bigger than that. Oh, not this again. I got another test question. What's the difference between there, and there? Here's what Google says. I'm going to pause it for a few seconds. If you still have a hard time, I'm going to explain it. THERE refers to a location, like New York. THEIR refers to possession, like mine. There's also a combination of they and are, like they're awesome. There's so many different colors out there. It's so beautiful, but how does it work? White light is a reflection of all colors. Black light is the absorption of all colors. Whenever you see an object in color, it reflects the light you see and absorbs when you don't. And the biggest question of all is, how do I be successful? I really want to improve myself. You don't need Google for this one. You are in control of your life. No one can do it for you. Have positive thoughts and keep going forward. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Keep learning, my friends.